Good evening and welcome to game 3 of our quarterfinal match between Lamp of Hyrule and Ladder 4. Looks like we have a Thief start tonight for our Final Fantasy players. I'm Darthling. Mecklin's doing the restream, and I believe Wildham is doing tracking for us this evening. Hope you all are doing well. Are you also willing to speak, Mecklin?
I am here, and I will assist you with comms tonight, indeed.
That would be delightful because I am very, very green as far as the Final Fantasy One side of things. Very fresh duckling, to say the least. I know very little about what's going on, and much better for Zelda. So I definitely appreciate the help. How
Oh,
are you
I
doing this
feel.
evening?
I was gonna say I feel the exact same, but opposite. I know very little of the Zelda side, but decent amount of the FFR side. So we should be able to tackle this pretty well then, I believe. So it looks like we got thieves tonight again. When we saw game 2 last night, we had thieves last night. Which I think thieves are probably like the better class for this setup, this mode, this set of flags. It has a lot more versatility. It has the ability to run. It has the ability to equip the katana. It has the lock picking. It just has a lot of goodies that the other classes necessarily don't have. On promotion, it can also learn some black magic. So if we're lucky, we get temper or nuke in one of the first 4 levels, and we have a good time with it. But we'll have to see what the rando decides for us.
Yeah, and they're able to do some other magic related stuff using items and so forth from the different weapons that they pick up, right?
Correct. It is a curated set, so it won't give you anything like nuke, I believe, but it'll still give you some decent spells. But our runners are off instantly into Matoya's cave. Looks like we got a black shirt right away, which will give us magic. Usually it's ice 2, but because the magic is shuffled, we don't really know what it's going to be until we look in our inventory.
All right, looks like we've got bombs and the meat or bait for the Zelda side. So AP item in the starting cave. Looks like Mercs is going to head up to the letter cave up in the top right corner. And I believe Flip Heel might be doing something similar.
We got our katana right away in Matoya's. I believe it was at least in one of the chests in Matoya's. So both teams have a hold of that katana instantly. Really nice.
Oh yeah.
Looks like we got some zap hammers, some fire 2 things. Looks like a lock item potentially here as well. Cure 2, also nice to have. Being that we are thieves, we don't have access to the white magic, so having Cure 2 on a purchasable weapon is very nice to have.
We have a very trolly take any cave tonight. So 3 AP items. Mercs went for the center one and got 450 gold, which is not great. You're hoping for at least a progression item or something decent for those. Let's see. Left one gives us a short sword. Alright, Mercs finds his sword. You can do level 1 and level 2 swordless for the most part. He's probably going to go ahead and head to level 3 because he's a very veteran player of this and also is very comfortable doing 3 first for vanilla runs of this game. So we're looking at mostly vanilla locations and dungeons, but the location of items and so forth has been mixed up as Flip Heel now gets his sword and is able to get some stuff going now. Ooh, any key on the floor. Very nice.
Yeah,
And looks
right off the bat too. Yeah, very nice.
Is it Iker? It looks like they're both him and Darkmoon are getting ready to go do pirates.
Yep, we made our way through Canaria. Now we're gonna check out the shops here in Provoca, take out the pirates, potentially get an item. We'll see what the rando holds for us. But I did see that we have nuke available at level 2, so that will be nice if we do get the tail, which I assume that we're going to be hunting for that tail. We have the hint points for it.
Yeah, and I believe the Zelda side's about 150-ish checks, of which maybe about 8 or 9 of those are in level 9. So a lot of these dungeons are routed to be like the bread and butter for the checks for the Zelda players. So you're gonna see both of these guys running through and clearing most of it. A little surprised Mercs is going up to the top. I guess he's probably gonna up A out of there. He's getting ready to go into a room where a guy's going to talk his ear off for a while. I usually try to skip that one unless I know I need to be there.
Both FFR runners making their way into Toph. I saw we got some kind of rub item. Eventually we were able to take Garland down with that. Or something. I didn't see exactly what, but we're clearing this out.
Yeah, that's right. Vaughn is saying tail can't be a 9. Yeah, it's very rare that there's anything useful for either player in 9. But it is possible, at least for the Zelda side of things, maybe Silvers could be a 9. At least on a regular randomizer. I don't know if that's actually incorporated into this version of it.
Cube!
Right.
Very nice item. That'll help us eventually once we get the chime.
Alright, looks like we got a herb sent over for Ladder 4's team.
Yeah, that's a single item check. Take that down to the Elf Prince, turn that in, we'll get an item. I do love watching the runners walk into a lot of the rooms that you normally just don't walk into because we have the rearranged chests on. So like on Darkmoon's screen there, we had to go into the princess's room, or the queen's room, and find a chest and also a spike tile because those are also shuffled as well. So you'll see little X's on the screen, and when the runners step on those, it's a spike tile that has a static fight, essentially. It'll always be the same formation. Good way to grind.
Yeah, and if you can find a good one, it's a pretty safe way to do that as well.
Alright, so Ladder 4 also found their cube. Like Ikir went to Melmond, I guess to check the shops. On the way to, looks like we're gonna check out, I believe we're both in the Cardia area. I think that's what the marshy area is, if I remember right. I've watched these races, but like actually remembering where the locations are on the custom map, if you don't play it, you probably don't know it.
Yeah, that's the they're trying to have the map look like the Zelda map in a sense, but yeah, I don't know where anything is, at least on the overworld. I can recognize the towns and so forth once they get in there, but
I could actually probably pull that up on my monitor somewhere so I have a reference point, but you know.
Alright, Canal's mostly useless, but Adamant for Lamp of Hyrule's side, and looks like Ladder 4 just got it as well. So that opens up another check for the dwarves.
Yep. But that canal, yeah, that canal's pretty much a dud on this map. Since we do have access to the airship from the get-go. Here's the map. Alright. I don't know if this is going to help me any or not, but we have it here. Okay, I know this formation, this is Elfland, so we're going to go ahead and check out some area in here. Turn that herb in. We got one chest to check in this room. A lot of duds. I believe Ikir, I believe with the Triforce area, I think this is Bahamut's Lair. Yes, Bahamut's Lair. I did recognize that with the Triforce insignia. Could be potentially a decent number of chests in here, since the chests are moved around. So all of the chests here in the Cardia Isles and Bahamut are all one group of locations. So we found some Brack sticks. We got a Ruse item, some Heal 2s. The Heal 2 axes are going to be very nice. Much better than that Cure 2. Oh, looks like we found an arrow. Ladder 4 has acquired the arrow from the Blue Ring shop.
Yeah, that's going to be helpful. There's a couple things. Level 6 is boss, and then there's a block in level 8 that you need. Basically the same enemy, but in a different color palette to be able to get to a couple checks deep into 8.
Gotcha.
But since the Triforce and bosses sometimes tend to pay out pretty good, it is useful to have the arrows before you try to go for those later dungeons. As it looks like both runners are now on 1.
Oh, Ikir found some slimes. I believe this is on a spike tile here somewhere. In Volcano. Okay. The slimes are weak to fire, and we do have a Fire 2 item, so this fight goes down pretty quickly, and it'll get us our experience to get to level 13 rather fast, so we have that lockpicking unlocked, and then the key is just a useless item for us, essentially the same as the canal.
Ooh, nice. We got a recorder on the floor, so the recorder means the raft isn't required unless you just really want to go to the Take Any that's on the coast.
That'd be, what, 3 checks behind it, then?
So the Take Any pool is shared. So there are 4 locations in the game that have it. So you don't have to go to the one that uses the raft unless you just really want to. But the recorder does allow the runners to go ahead and kind of teleport around the dungeons to the dungeon locations, even if they haven't beaten them, which is different from just vanilla playthrough of the game. So it's one of the most useful items, that as well as the step ladder.
Okay. I was gonna say, I thought I remembered seeing the runners using the recorder, and it was teleporting them around, but I didn't quite understand the function behind it. So that's pretty interesting. That's definitely one of those items that you probably hint for first if you don't find it early, huh?
Yeah, I tend to, if I make it through like 1, 2, and 3 and haven't found it yet, then I start being really interested in trying to figure out where that is, because the next couple easiest dungeons both require it, unless you already have the raft to go to 4.
Right.
If you're going in numerical order, at least.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to. This is rando. We can do what we want. Well, we can do what the game provides us, I suppose.
Well, the one thing that's different about this, compared to the more traditional version, ooh, we got an early mags.
Yeah, I see that. Magical sword and a canoe with different teams, but very nice items. The canoe will unlock, I believe, a couple of checks for us. Also, the magical rod.
Yeah, the map was set up so that like you pretty much have to have the canoe to get to certain items, because you can't, or locations, because you can't fly there directly.
Right.
You gotta hoof it.
Yeah. So magical rod was found by Lamp, and the magical sword was found by Ladder 4. So both teams having a pretty nice weapon. I can't imagine that magical sword will be going long. Eventually, Darkman's going to join Ikir in Volcano. A lot of free checks.
Oh yeah.
What does the letter do, by the way? I keep seeing that one, but it's not an item on the tracker, so I don't know that its usefulness.
Well, it's quasi useful. It can be. So if you do not have a potion and you go into one of the caves that has an old woman, you show her the letter and you can basically purchase potions. So they've replaced the potions that you can buy in that with 3 checks. So they could be items for either game, including an AP item.
Okay. All right. That's the water of life red, the red potion, the blue potion. That's what you're.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so if they want to go in there, they have to clear out the potion that they have to be able to use the letter in the shop, and then they can check and see what items she has on offer.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yes, and as Wild Hand was saying, there was a hard required letter.
Oh, that's exciting. I love when that happens. So Darkmoon went to Lefane, turned in the slab, got just gold for it. But at least that's, something that's not on our mind later on. Oh, this could have been that Triforce piece that I could have gotten forever ago, and instead I've opened 50 more chests that I didn't need to. Hiker's still clearing out Volcano. Darkmoon has decided to go to Ice Cave. Also, a chime found from the level 2 Triforce piece for Lamp Firewall, so that gives us access to all of Sky Fortress now. A lot of chests in there. Most likely, at least I would have to bet at least 2 Triforce fragments are going to be hiding in Sky.
Yeah, that it is usually worth at least 1, if not 2. Even if it's a pain in the butt to figure out which chest or which, because of the chest getting swapped around in there.
Oh yeah. At least we do know that Mirage is separated from Sky Fortress, so if the hint says Mirage, you know to search those 3 floors. But if it says Sky, you've got 4 floors to check, and it could potentially just be hiding behind Tiamat at the end. Since Tia does block the entire room, and chests can be spawned inside of Tia's fortress room.
We have a lovely glitch for Mercs as he's in level 4 and gets an item, and the Vires start dancing up off the top of the screen.
Oh, a Triforce fragment found for Lamp. Yeah. Ice Cave. It's interesting because Ice Cave does not hold too many chests. But yeah. Triforce fragment found. Also chime found for ladder 4. So they also have access to the Sky Palace. Sorry, go ahead.
Looks like Flipheel's scrolling to get over to check. Oh, that's interesting. There is a shop, I believe, over here, but it also takes you closer to the Armos item.
Two Triforce fragments pieces in Ice Cave.
Alright, Mercs finds a blue candle, where the step ladder would be in vanilla. And looks like once Flipheel gets there, he'll be able to start wandering over to the Armos item and see if it's anything useful. Oh, never mind, he's bailing out. Alright, ladder 4 has their canoe now.
There's a question about the candle too. There's blue candle and red candle. Differences, weapons. Do they lock different things? Or is it just more strength?
So it's more usage. So Mercs is getting ready to figure out he's got to use his potions. The blue candle is 1 use per screen. The red candle is as many as you want.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They both essentially do the same amount of damage. I believe it's 1/2 of a heart worth.
Okay.
But from a utility perspective, there are some places where it's more beneficial to have red candle because you can just spam it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I never really knew the difference between the two. Also, I see we found a raft. That'll get a lot of use, I'm sure.
I can set that on fire. Oh, sorry. I said a 1/2 a point of damage. I was thinking as if you were getting hit as Link. As Flipeel finds a red ring. So now he's essentially got 4 times the amount of health ability as he had before. Single damage for the candle, but there are certain types of enemies that it will not hurt, such as the Pole's Voice that Flipeel is fighting right now.
Gotcha. Meanwhile, Ikir found their way into Sarda and managed to pull a tail out.
Very nice. Oh, Silver's on the floor in 5. I think that's the same room Mercs is in right now.
Yeah, back-to-back Silver Arrow pickups.
So the bare minimum number of items needed to complete the Zelda side are the 8 Triforce fragments, a sword, the bow, and the silver arrows. You can get away with just those items if you were fed all of them, and potentially be able to beat the game, assuming that you play well enough and have enough hearts to get through everything.
Okay, is that the sword? Obviously, it's going to take you a lot longer if you just have the main sword, but it can damage Ganon.
Yes. So I believe it takes let's see. I think it's 8 hits. Let me think about that for a minute.
Don't be doing math on Twitch, it never works.
16.
Okay.
Or 15.
Oh, I see we found a step ladder. Ladder 4. I know the step ladder can be used inside of dungeons to kind of cheese your way through.
Yeah, and it is required in the dungeon that it came from in vanilla to get to the boss. So
Okay.
it's required in several dungeons actually. But if you're skipping half the game because you get the opportunity to do that, you definitely need it for level 9, just to get started.
Gotcha, okay. I see Flipeel also picked up a bow for ladder 4, so that's nice. They're able to use those silvers now. Ikir, meanwhile, has taken that tail down to Bahamut, promoted, become ninjas. So now we can use that katana as well. We can gain magic points to use the nuke magic at level 2 that we saw earlier on. And another Triforce fragment for Lamp of Hyrule.
I hate when that happens.
Sorry, what just happened?
Merc got froze because of the item transfer, and then got bonked back into the dungeon because the lever popped up and decided to do him wrong. We did get a hint for the loot and for the rod.
Yeah, those are both our required items. The rod blocks our access to the Lich Fiend. The loot blocks our access into Temple of Fiends Revisited. We will also need to find an Oxyl at some point to give us access to Sea Shrine. And that'll give us our access to all of our orbs. And then, since we're thieves, we don't need the key for the final, but there is a locked door inside of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. For whatever reason, the developer of the game decided that there needed to be a locked door inside of Temple of Fiends, even though you have a key by that point in the game, and there's no way to, like, break your way around it. So, that's the Nasir things.
Alright, looks like Flippio gets the raft right as he goes into 7. Mercs is working his way through 6. So I wonder if these are related to the hints that have been coming up.
I would have to assume so. Kind of point us, the hints at this point point us in the direction that we need to go to get our progression to win, essentially. I do see we have a ribbon pickup for Lamp of Hyrule, so that's a very nice piece of equipment for Dark Moon. There was something else there, I think I saw. Oh, the Oxia was found somewhere on Ikir's side, but I missed where it was found.
Yeah, I ended up missing that as well, actually. I saw that pop up, and
our amazing tracker Wild Ham says it is in the level 5 Triforce location.
Okay, which is recorder blocked, but they both have the recorders, so we're good. Merc's about finished with Magical Breakfast Room 1. We have our pancakes and whiz robes. And so far, both runners have been trolled pretty hard by the Dodongos tonight. Unfortunately, the optimal strategy is to get them bombed, and then there's a hint that the game gives you about smoke. So if it walks through the smoke, it freezes, and you can kill it with a sword. Otherwise, you have to use 2 bombs. But the trick is trying to line those shots up where they can just change direction on a whim. Oh no, you don't want to see another wood sword. Ugh.
Dual wield? Can we do that?
I wish.
That is a new.
You kind of sort of get to if you use the wand and the sword at the same time, and you get both to come out on the same frame. You can actually do damage with both, and there's a couple situations that's really helpful. Mercs was doing that in the room, in I believe it was level 5 that had the pulse voice in there to deal 3 damage a swing to speed that up a bit.
Yeah, I think I've heard talk of the using the magical rod or the whatever you want to call it with the sword to increase damage.
Yeah, I'm used to calling it the wand for forever, but yeah, it's technically the magical rod. But
yeah, the wand makes sense. It looks like a wand. Triforce fragment is found for Ladder Force team, one Sky Fortress, which I believe that's Dark Moon also found that on the way up to Tia, where we're now taking on Tia. I'm gonna try some Barak strats. Tia does have slight weakness to poison damage. There it is. Broken to pieces on the 3rd try. Now gets to loot the treasury on the top of the floor.
Alright, we got another katana for Lamp of Hyrule.
I think that was also found on the other side as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. They're following a similar path here.
And that's that ribbon there for Ladder 4 now as well. Darkman finally lights the orb. And we're done with Sky Fortress. All 50-some checks are now done. Ike are not too far behind. Checking all these rooms that are just usually empty down at the bottom. As long as we remember them. Usually they're just full of computers or chairs, but there is a small chance that chests can spawn in those rooms. There's just enough space in there that allows it.
There they are. Alright, somebody got a magical shield, which can be helpful occasionally. Blocks the Wizrobe beams and a couple other enemies in the game. Alright, we got Stepladder on Lamp of Hyrule's side.
Oh, okay, that's where it was. I missed where Ike had picked it up originally. The Cube Bot makes Waterfall actually worth venturing into. Finding that there. Okay, it looks like Darkmoon's gonna come down and raid the Dwarven Armory, if there's anything down here. A few chests. I believe one of the games that I watched, there was at least 2 Triforce pieces in there, potentially 3 of them in that room.
Oh, wow.
It was wild. That room's not... I mean, it's big, but it's not that big.
Flipio got scammed with the clock drop, so the arrow will pick up items. Oh, we have a TNT for Lamp of Hyrule. So he got stuck not being able to shoot to his left, and then a Wallmaster spawned to his right and sent him back to start of the dungeon.
Oof, that's no fun. Also, that TNT being found for Lamp of Hyrule, I'm sure Darkmoon's laughing about it, because we literally just walked past that dwarf, and as soon as we left, that's when we get the TNT.
Of course. Yeah, so that room that Flipio was in, that's one of the rooms where you typically want to use the red candle, because your sword can also pick up items. So if you kill one of the Wallmasters and it drops a clock and you aren't careful, you can stop the room from spawning the remaining Wallmasters. So you have to go back out and go back in and start over from where you left off.
Gotcha. What are the rhinos called?
Trolley things.
What are these things called on Marx's side?
The Dodongos.
Dodongos, okay.
Little dinosaur critters that it's the boss in level 2, and then it's like a mini boss everywhere else. Wand is really good for this room too. Yeah, I tried to see if I was going to be able to cheer 2 bits in the chat, but I don't think that's turned on. The inside joke, because level 2, if you have to use more than 1 bomb because the Dodongo moves out of the way. We have a little joke for that. Alright, we got the, oh, never mind, that's 2 Z1R. I was thinking it was the bottle fairy. Okay, we got the rod.
Yep, that'll, I'm assuming we have the knowledge of the loot. Both teams have hinted for it now, I believe. So, it's a matter of making our way to there, and then we have our access to the remaining of the game. We just have to find the last of the Triforce pieces for our partner. Darkmoon's gonna head down and promote as well, finding that tail. As Ike here is walking through Elfland, picking up spells. probably working around the equipment and figuring out what we have and what we don't have. What was here? Oh, fast. Fast at level 4. That is a guaranteed spell on the power bracelet if we find it, but finding it available with magic in the shop is probably just even better. That way all 4 characters can just cast it whenever. Also the Vorpal, which not as nice as the katana considering we have thieves. But I mean, you can equip it to one of your thieves that doesn't have a katana on it and still do some okay damage sometimes, depending. Comment in chat, it's hard to tell who's really in the lead. Yeah, at this point, I would think that Mercs and Darkmoon have a little bit more of an advantage, and they have the 3 Triforce pieces, but those last 2 Triforce pieces they could potentially be the last 2 Triforce pieces that Iker finds for Flip Heel, being that it's an ice cave, and if we're Team No Ice, then that could possibly be the very last one. Sure. But I don't remember exactly if Iker is Team No Ice or Team No Marsh. I believe we've seen Marsh, so I think we're Team No Ice. But yeah, I believe it may come down to hit management. Yeah. Iker picking up those nuke spells. Looks like we picked up Warp and Lock 2 as well at level 4. Both decent spells to have as well. Lock 2 lowering the evasive of the enemies, and Warp allowing us to warp back 1 floor. Having 16 spells of that is pretty nice. We can warp out of anywhere. Heading into Earth, since we have the rod, we can clear this out. No proc gen. Sad for all of our viewers. Hey, that's a loot. Coming out of level 5 key drop. Loot found for Lamp of Hyrule.
Is there a setting for Final Fantasy Rando where you can actually like procedurally generate all of the dungeons?
Not yet. As of right now, the only proc-gen code that is in the randomizer is proc-gen Earth Cave. Potentially may have more coming in the future, depending on the ability of the game to allow it, and the devs to have the time to code it in. But yeah, as of now, it's just Earth Cave. A 1 Triforce fragment found in Earth Cave. Yeah, Yet is doing a lot of heavy lifting, yes, indeed, Wildham. I do follow the development channel, development Discord, and I know talks of future proc-gen areas are there out on the table, so it just remains to see if it ever does get finished. Rando is a labor of love, so...
But there is labor involved, so
yes, and
it takes time to do all that.
Oh, for sure. I've looked at the code and I'm just like, you know what? I'll leave it to the professionals. I have no idea what I'm doing in there. Like, I have several ideas that I would love to help implement into the rando, but I just don't have the time to learn to do so, so... Ah, loot also found for ladder 4. We're now hinting for Triforce fragments on both. At least on Lamp side, we are. Second Triforce fragment found in Earth Cave.
Yeah, so because there's so few items for um Zelda side of things, like it does eventually come down to just like burning all your points to figure out where the Triforce fragments are. Looks like one of them is that Astos for the crown.
Well, the crown does allow you to defeat Astos and get a check from there, but in these set of flags, there is a setting turned off. In the vanilla game, you actually were required to have the crown to enter the Temple of Ordeals.
Oh, that's right. So that's the other spot it could possibly be if
Yep.
those are back-to-back hints.
Yeah, in total, the crown locks, I believe it's 11 checks. So yeah, that is a very nice item to hint for, especially if there's a Triforce fragment hidden up there, which there has been in quite a few of these matches, if I remember right. So Darkmoon finding another Triforce fragment. Ooh, what an item to have found. Flip Heel sending the X-Cal to Ikir. That's not a temper stick, that's trash with these ninjas. Oh look, the crown is found in Earth Cave, so that hint is just a dud. We were gonna find it anyway.
Alright, we got Oxana.
Yep, so that's all of our items required for FFR. It's just about finding those last Triforce fragments. There's that other Triforce fragment and the crystal found for Darkmoon, and Mercs. The Zelda 1 inventory screen really just... it hurts my brain, and I don't know why. It just doesn't look right. Is that another Triforce fragment from Earth Cave?
I think so. Alright, Merc's getting the white sword. He'll be able to double his damage. Unfortunately for him, Darkmoon has not found the magical sword yet that Flip Heel's been rocking for a good while now.
I'm trying to remember where that was even at. Let me see. Wildham has wonderful hints for us. It was inside a volcano. That's right. Darkmoon has so far evaded volcano. Once again, thank you, Wildham, for solo tracking this for us, and as well as taking excellent notes. Much appreciated. Alright, and there's that third Triforce fragment found in Earth Cave for Darkmoon and Mercs. So that brings us down to 2 Triforce pieces hiding out there in the world somewhere. We believe one of them could potentially be in Temple of Ordeals, since we did hint for a crown. Meanwhile, Ike are making their way down through Ice Cave now. So they'll find those two Triforce Fragment pieces that were found down here early on the other side. I believe that was really the only important thing that was found in Ice Cave. So it looks like to me, at least from the notes. Also, second speed bump down. I missed both of them. Not gonna lie, I was too busy paying attention to other things.
We have the troll item receiving, canceling out the whirlwind again. Alright, got another Triforce Fragment going to Flip Heal. So that part, I think, is tied up now.
Yeah, and I think that actually that pulls the lead onto Ladder 4's side. Ikir has already cleared out Volcano and defeated Carry. All that remains for them, realistically, is to clear out Sea Shrine, while as we're checking Temple of Ordeals here. And that magical sword finally being sent over to Mercs. I'm sure very happy to have that now.
Yeah, just in time for both of them to sit in level 9 till they get the rest of their Triforce Fragments. But yeah, looks like Ladder 4 is a little bit ahead on the Final Fantasy side of things.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Yep, there's a Triforce Fragment found in Castle of Ordeals. So now just one Triforce Fragment remains. We have all of Sea Shrine to clear out. I would bet any money that it's going to be found in here. It's just a matter of how far in we're going to have to go. Interesting, Ikir is heading back into Volcano. Potentially we missed a chest in here or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one didn't pay out. Alright, Darkmoon's got his characters up to level 19, it looks like.
Hey, we found a ship! Just as important as, well... I was gonna say the raft, but the raft does have usage.
Almost. Oh no, somebody got the... Well, I don't think Flip Heel's been using the wand too much in combat. So the Book of Magic adds fire to the magic, so it'll leave a candle flame behind when it hits something, which can make that doubling up of the weapons a bit messy from time to time.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was curious what the downside of that would be, but yeah, that makes sense.
As long as you don't bonk into the fire, it's okay. But
Oh, the fire will damage you?
oh yeah,
Oh, well, that's
just
fun.
like you can. There's actually a trick, although I don't think we've had. I think I saw maybe one person do something with that. You can so you know how you get knocked backwards when you get hit by something?
Right.
You can intentionally drop a flame, run into it, and then get sent in a direction.
Oh,
So there's a
okay.
trick where you drop it right behind you, and as it's coming out, you walk into it and get a boost in the direction you're trying to go.
That's neat. Okay, so IQ did manage to find that last Triforce fragment for Flip PL. It was down on Carrie's floor somewhere in one of these chests, which I imagine Dark Moon is going to be opening up here very soon. Also, finding another ribbon down here, having 2 ribbons is very nice. IQ picking up the dead party members. Probably gonna full stock on our heal pots and head on in. Yeah, there's that 7th Triforce fragment for Mercs. Darkmoon just needs to head into the Temple of Ordeals, as well as take a dive to visit Kraken, which I think is where Ikir is heading now. Potentially, maybe. I think we got a little lost on that map, which I completely understand getting lost on that map. The Go Mode Sea Shrine head straight to Kraken. Maybe we'll pick up a few chests along the way. Oh, Sea Split. It's flipped. We have to go on the right side to get to Kraken. Usually the right side is Mermaid side. That muscle memory just taking us straight over. Oh, also looking at Darkmoon's menu, we've got we found the fast bonk. We also have a temper shirt, which is very nice to find.
All right, and Flip Heel gets the stun lock finally on Ganon, and he's gonna have a very good time for this side of things with just under 51 minutes. Go ahead and get a G in chat.
It is nice being able to Go Mode Sea Shrine. There's a lot of floors and a lot of rooms that you have to peek into if you have to look for things in here. So being able to just like skip it and just gun it to Kraken, really putting the pedal down for Ike here. Darkmoon is entering in Castle of O'Deals. We'll find that final Triforce fragment. Also do a Go Mode Sea Shrine, but I feel this is Ike and Flip Heel's game to lose at this point. Obviously, the Temple of Fiends Revisited is gonna. It's always the great equalizer, so we'll see how that goes when we get there. Hey, Darkmoon remembering the room on the 2nd floor of Ordeals, which is where the Triforce fragment was actually hiding at.
All right, so now Mercs is going to take his approximately 4 to 5 minute journey to Ganon. Now, with the lead that Ladder 4 has, if something goes wrong with the refights, I guess, is it possible to just, if you save on death, right?
Is that a thing? I don't remember.
Like I'm trying to remember if you. I think
Yes.
you can save going in. Yeah, save on game over is enabled. Okay, so like if they've got enough time lead built up that if one of those fights isn't working out, they can try the other side, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I would definitely recommend that if like you step on that first tile and it's Kraken or Tiamat, maybe we go and check the other side just in case. Because it could be Kraken followed by Tiamat or Tiamat followed by Kraken, and those are the two refights that you really just don't want to do. Definitely would prefer the Lich carry side if it exists, but you know, I mean, it can roll any four of them on either side, so. But yeah, that's definitely a smart move to take there. Looks like Iker is going into a weapon shop here in Crescent Lake. Maybe we're checking things. I'm not sure what quite we're. Oh, maybe we're looking for temper sticks. I think that's something we have not quite seen. Also,
Yeah.
minus 50 points to Iker for no googly-eyed Topher. Like, what is this? This is 2025. We need googly eyes on Topher. Okay, we're gonna open the loot plate, go out and save. Are we going to check the Masa box? See if we have a Warmech fight. No, it looks like we're going straight in. Alright, we got a Kraken. We do have Nuke. Only 3 charges, but I mean, 3 charges on 4 characters is probably plenty enough. 1 thief down. 3 more nukes coming out. These are nice rolls of nukes too, pretty high damage. And there it is. Kraken taken out by nukes. And the second fight is carry. We are also going to expend all of our nukes on carry. Okay, carry down on Iker's side as Dark Moon steps through the Black Orb.
Alright, Mercs has his side down.
Another G out in the chat for Mercs. Iker pulling into Chaos. See, we're gonna ruse up on the first character. We're gonna fast on the second character. 7 hits for 337. Nice amount of hits. Need more damage. That temper shirt. I'd be casting that temper shirt. I don't know. Oh, I guess we do want to ruse the first one since they do have the temper shirt to cast, so.
So slot 2 is going to do most of the damage then. Oh no.
Oh, for sure.
Dropped.
Yeah, and that seemed like that was going to be our temporary healer. We do have Cure 2 available on slot 1 and Heal 2 on the slot 2 character. We're just swinging with the slot 2 though. Cure 2 not doing quite as much healing as we want, but we do have 2 Rue stacks, so we are able to evade a lot of those hits. There it is, terminated. Get your GGs out in chat for ladder 4. Meanwhile, Dark Moon is on carry. Looks like we went with more of the power-up strats to get through the fiend refights. I do personally like Iker's move with the nukes. And we are joined in the booth by Ikir and Flippo. GG's, gentlemen.
GG's.
Yes. On seat?
GG's.
Yeah, it was a bit of a jet seat, eh?
Yeah, sub-hour. Kind of like when that
Yeah, you can
happens.
say that. I mean,
Oh,
almost a
couldn't
sub
get
50
Flippo
over here.
50. Couldn't quite get it.
I liked your method of using the nukes against the refights.
With the thieves, I like doing that because you can. I didn't find any temper stakes, and I didn't want to waste my fasts on them. So it's I just burn them down. It's like just all nuke them down, get as few rounds as possible in there, and it worked this time. Freaking killed one person, and Carrie didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, pretty nice method there.
That way, you save all your stuff for chaos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dark Moon down to a solo ninja right now. We do have lock available. Looks like we have an invis stick if we need it. Trying to catch what else is in this inventory. Oh, thankfully that is one of the ninjas that have the katana equipped. Although I don't think we have the full evasion stacks on that thief, or on that ninja.
Will expand the game for not eating my katanas this time.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'd like to thank Archipelago for not eating my katanas this time, like the last two times I had thieves.
Oh yeah, I've read about that. I've heard that. Like, I don't. How is that working? I'm so confused.
I don't know either. I looked at back at the last race. It's like, yep, I should have got katana, and then Xcal. There's the Xcal. Never got katana. This time, katana was on the first check, the first weapon I found. So I was happy to get it and save it.
Huh. Interesting. And with that, looks like Lamp Hyrule has decided to take the forfeit. But
Yeah, we'll let
GG's,
Chaos have that
gentlemen.
one.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
We're joining the booth. That was scary.
Good series, Darkman and Marks.
That was very good. You guys were flying. Yeah, that was just a fast beat.
See, it was
Yeah.
so fast.
So fast. I mean, I saw you finish when I was getting up to Karen. I'm like, well, you know what? There wasn't very much that we could have done different.
Yeah, we were flying, so I don't know. I'll watch it back and see what we did wrong, but
Yeah, it comes down to me screwing around in my inventory a little more and getting lost on the overworld once, and that was the key difference.
I've done that too. My overworld is terrible.
Yeah, no, like that bottom section, I was trying to get to Bahamut, and I was apparently too far over and just lost where I was on the map. And I actually had to do the B select, so everyone had to do a map check. So.
I missed the map check. Oh no.
I was in the lower quadrant. I need to be in the upper quadrant. Okay, sure.
I was just like going to air tower and finding two Triforces there, and then getting the rod, going to Earth and finding two there. We just hint everything else, and got to skip all of C. I think you probably did too.
Yep. Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, love when that happens.
The ugly part about the fact that you have to check all of Volcano just to find out the Triforces on Carry floor.
Yeah. I did the first floor early, so then it was just like, okay, well, because we got the hint for the ladder needed canoe, so I'm like, okay, I have to go to Marsh for this. Can't leave anything behind in case there's a Triforce here. Not looking if I checked Starla before doing the waterfall dive, so I can just reset out of both and found Magic Sword early for Perfume.
Yep.
That was good for the Zelda player.
And I was sweating it a little because we were going fast. Like, I hit 5 pretty early, so I was comfy. But then I'm in 7, getting some item Iker needs, and then I see a clock on the floor, so my brain shuts off to not shoot a Wallmaster. But then one gets me from the other side, so I'm like, oh no, a minute lost. And then I go back in the room, and the second time, Iker sends me an item, and I get Wallmastered again. And I'm like, oh no, are we gonna lose because I lost 2 minutes of being able to get a hint early? And then he just found like 3 and 4. I was able to hint.
But yeah, GG's. That was fun. It was a good series. I'm glad we got to a game 3. Now we don't have to go die on twins.
Same. And I hope we don't get more thieves. Tired of thieves. You got your thieves twice in a row.
These are great in this flag set.
They are, especially with the nuke. I love the nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the running and the actually not getting ambushed very often, because every time I play red mages, it's nothing but ambushes.
Same with black belts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Give me thieves any day. Not that I have to now. Whee!
This was a random tail that was found. So like, cool, I can promote myself. I have to hint this.
Oh, I hinted mine.
I was about to, and then I found it. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay. And then I almost went to air without promoting.
I think the funny one was Chime, because he sent me Cube, and I'd done a bunch of checks, and Chime hadn't come up. I'm like, okay, well, let me hint for Chime, and I hinted, and then 2 seconds later, he was already at the chest where it was at.
I did that similarly with something. What was it?
I'm trying to remember.
Oxtail, I think it was.
Yeah.
I hinted the Oxtail, and Flippy was already in 5 and near the end. It's like, oh, you were about
funny.
To do that.
Rando has a nice way of doing things like that. But yeah, GG's everyone.
GG's.
GG's.
We'll go ahead and carry on to final thoughts. We'll start with Iker and Fliphill. Both of you have the floor.
It was a fun series. Thought we got to play this, and glad I went to game 3. There were fun seeds all around, so they were all very close game races. I mean, 2 and 3 were extremely close. So yeah, I'm glad we had a great series.
It's a good series.
Yeah,
Yep,
this was really
same.
fun. And then
Yeah,
I just want to say I'm glad we could like get them all done early, because I know I'm glad all our schedules lined up just to be able to get them done early, because I know we were all going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I had fun. It was a good time. I'm glad we went to a game 3. Sucks we don't get to move on, but you know, I'm happy that it went the way it did, because at least it was close the whole time. So I'm good.
Okay. I guess that was final thoughts for you guys as well then. Darthling, any final thoughts for us tonight?
Nothing comes to mind. Sorry. Yeah, no, it was a great race. I love seeing how quickly everybody can problem solve when we get a jet seed. It seemed pretty close for most of it, at least, especially from the Zelda side of things. But yeah, just GG's to everybody, and this has been a fun tournament to be a part of. I hope we get to do this again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, same for me.
Perhaps sometime in the future, if anybody decides to work on the AP side of Z1R, maybe we could get some more shenanigans going on somewhere down the line. That would be fun to see some of the things that the Z1R rando actually has in it and incorporated into the AP client. Would be quite nice. Entrance rando comes to mind.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that. This is much more like vanilla than our regular Z1R, so it'd be cool to see it be a little bit more like your guys' side than our side is.
Yeah, shape dungeons would be great.
Alright, we do have some links in the chat to both the FFR and Z1R discords as well. There's links in the chat about the Winter Rando Marathon that's coming up starting tomorrow. No, wait. Today's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Starting on Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. The Winter Rando Marathon is going to kick off. It's going to last until the end of the day on the 7th. Probably maybe going into the late night. I'm not sure exactly how the schedule is working. But it's in support of the South Carolina Burn Children's Fund. Every dollar goes to support them. It helps kids that have been victimized of burns of any type, chemical, fire, whatever. Helps them with treatment. It also helps them get sent to camp for kids who have also been injured in the same way. So it gives them a chance to hang out with other kids that are experiencing the same things, so that they don't feel stigmatized by other kids who may or may not be a little rude to them in the real world. So if you like Rando and you like supporting things, come out, check us out. Like I said, all the links are in chat. So also one final shout out to Wildham. Thank you so much for tracking tonight. And Darthling, thank you for joining me in the booth tonight. With that, we're going to head on out of here tonight. Goodbye, everybody.